Okay, hello Andy's Life and Truck Talk videos. I'm just on Euro Truck Simulator 2 Pro Mods, just going from Barcelona in a Highline Scania. Of course, today Euro Truck Simulator 2 DLC Iberia is released, but more about that in a future video. So anyway, on Andy's Life a couple of days ago, Thursday night, I released a video which is about 15 minutes long, and I don't really want it to be that long because I only have 30 minutes of video left on the phone. And it was to do with I just got the wrong way to do with Facebook friends, a couple of new ones. So anyway, the video implies about truck photography and scamming and scammers, or a particular scammer. Now I have to use my words very carefully here, because I certainly don't want this video to get deleted. So basically, I don't really want to name any names. What I will say, though, is this woman is from Gloucestershire. That's what I will say. So anyway, we got talking on a group that I set up, Scania fans, and my friend from Newcastle under Lyme, he actually he fancied her as well, but he's got a girlfriend, so he basically said, "Oh, do you want to go out with Andy?" So then she got onto me and she said, in apparently, you want to go out with me? And I'm sort of like, well, I know how bad my last girlfriend were, so let's just tread carefully. So I said to her, I think you're a good looking woman, and I think you're a nice woman. So then she says, oh, so you don't want to go out with me? She's a woman of one word answers, so you can't really get a feel of what she's like. So anyway, I goes to Scamenden to do me truck photography. I leave her a voicemail, and I said, as you're a woman of very few words, what are you actually into? I hear that you're into aircraft. And then she comes back to me and says, well, like football, aircraft, tracks and trucks. So then a gazelle flies over, and I'm like, just say something about this. She doesn't. So I'll cut to the chase then, shall I? Because you're probably bored by now. That on Sunday night, after I did the tracking shots of the M60 convoy, after I asked her out, me and my friend were on the group, and he just put, do you want to go out with him? Yes or no? So then, I'm not going to say what she put to that. So after that, she got on to me and she said, I have no money because I lost my job because of COVID, and my parents are this and that. I need to move to Weston-super-Mare with my mates, so I really need £17. So I'm thinking right now, or should I say then, I'm thinking, okay, well, it looks like you've got a car that you can drive on one of your pictures. And I will admit, she is a fabulous photographer. She loves Scania, and she gets all types of wagons at different angles in one at services down there. And if you think about it, I'm short just like she is. I've been doing photography since I was 7, and I'm in love with the R620. So to be honest, it's like it's a dream come true, isn't it? Finding a woman who is into exactly the same thing that you're into, and having a conversation with her. It doesn't happen, you know. It's too good to be true. Well, it certainly was. So my mate, we were on video call with each other, and I said to him, whatever you do not give her any money. I said, this is a scam. And he said, well, I've been talking to her like a bit longer than you have. I said, mate, you feel sorry for yourself because you've been sending her kisses and she hasn't really said much to you, as if to say, well, I fancy him, and you're trying to do your best to get her to fancy me. And I don't really mind. I'm glad that he helped, because I'm not going to say I would have personally done it. I would have chatted to her, like I did. So anyway, I'll cast my mind back to early Saturday morning, and me and him went on video call within the group. She came on for 2 minutes, her signal went down. Me and him were on for 3 hours, and then she kept saying, I'll come on in a minute, I'll come on in a minute, I'll come on in a minute. And then finally at the end, because we would not send any money, and he basically said to her, oh, have you got a photo of yourself? And she put something back like she was her sister. I know that it's not a sister, because a sister doesn't even live there. So how can she get her sister on her phone at 1 o'clock in the morning in her house, as she doesn't live with her? Well, she can't. So anyway, my mate said sorry, and then he said, you need to block her, you need to block her, you need to get rid of the group. So he blocked her, my other friend blocked her, I told me 3 other friends to block her. Then after that, I've got 2 more. One is Richard King, who needs to block her as well. And we have finally got rid of the groups. Well, I've got rid of my group. I've completely blocked it and left the group. Now, I thought when you block someone on Facebook, they are totally blocked. It doesn't work like that. I've deleted her off my photography group last night, but then this morning, when I opened my messenger up, the Scan Your Fans group came up, and she was on it. So she said to me, why have you blocked me? And I said, well, I've heard from an old friend of yours, a driver from a certain Yorkshire company, what happened, what you've been doing. And I said at the time anyway, look, you're this age now, you're 17 now, you told me that you were 21, you told him, apparently, she was 24, she told my mate that she was 19, and then if you look on her pictures, she looks about 14, 15, to be honest. So it shows you, scammers are in every shape, every size, black, white. So, you can't tell. It's not just on the phone from a company from, I don't know, one of these Middle Eastern countries, or wherever they come from, Africa, I don't know, India, whatever. It's not just one of them places. And there was also a woman from Fleetwood who pretended to be my good friend for a couple of weeks, because I was having trouble with my girlfriend in mid-2019. And then in the middle of September, she actually said, oh, can you send this much money? She said it about 5 times. Obviously, I didn't send any. And then I actually saw a profile in December. She actually had a newborn. So there's no way I'm giving my money away to scammers. And as much as this woman, was extremely good looking, and by far my cup of tea, and wow, yeah, we could have had a good time. Just be aware, because there is people on Facebook who will try and do it to you, I think, but you're wise enough to know that anyway. I'm wise enough. And the reason why, when she said on Thursday, apparently you fancy me, the reason why I didn't say yes, just plainly, oh yes I do, you're hot, I really want to go out with you. 3 reasons. Number 1, she puts one-word answers. Why put one-word answers? Don't put one-word answers, because if you put one-word answers, nobody's going to understand, nobody's going to get you, and yes, you could be shy, but at the end of the day, nobody can talk to you because they don't know what you're into, they don't know what you're on about. They are also, I'm not a person who knows abbreviations, so she puts like HU, which means how are you. I work off the Queen's English. Just put the full thing, then I can easily see it and know what you're on about. Then after that, because my ex was so bad, really, really, really bad, I'm not going to tell you why, naturally. I know this is Andy's life, but as of right now, I ain't telling you. So anyway, she was extremely bad, and I thought twice. I thought, no, there is absolutely no way that I'm going to say, right, yeah, done, you me bird. Not doing that. So I'm glad I thought, because of the bad experience I had. So I'm glad I stuck to my guns, really. So I'm very proud of myself for that. I didn't get suckered in. Like my other friend did, because he did. And even today, he was still talking about her. And I know he's got a girlfriend. I know he's a nice chap. But it's somebody for him to talk to other than me, other than his sister's uncle, and other than his mate across the road. You know, and I'll admit, come on, we all have fantasies. We all have dreams about people who we can't get. That's pretty much obvious. I mean, I'm still single. And after what happened last night and over the last almost a week, I went to bed last night and I actually thought, I am so happy about being single. I've never, ever felt like that before. So there you are. So anyway, she is a truck photographer or spotter, whatever you want to call them, down in Gloucestershire, and, or should I say, in Gloucester itself, the city. Goes to the local truck stop, and I've just heard some really, really, really bad stories. I've heard it off 2 people, but I've heard it off one driver in particular, who I met last Sunday. I don't think he's a bad chap, and do I think he's telling the truth? You better do, yeah, because he actually talks. So I'm going to actually give him some free tracking shots whenever he pulls across the 62. So I'm looking forward to that. He's actually getting a brand new S-Series Scania in, I believe it's July. So we'll do what we can there for him. I definitely owe him one. I owe my other mate one as well, who is also a wagon photographer, because you could say they saved me skin. So I'm really glad about that. I enjoyed that my other mate said on Thursday night, hey, you might have a girlfriend now. And I'm like, wow, okay. But as I say, as the days went on, I thought, this is too good to be true. I'm not, you know what I mean? Don't even think about it. Don't let your head go doolally over it. So I haven't done that, thankfully. Life is a bit boring, to be honest. I mean, it was quite a lot of fun. It was fun on Friday going to Scamenden. It was fun on Saturday. I told looking at the new house, saying that there's a industrial estate going to be built near there. And then it was really fun on Sunday doing official tracking shots for the M60 convoy. And then on Monday we went over to Lim Truck Stop, so again that was quite good as well. So it's been an action-packed weekend, and then of course with talking to this woman really does put you up a bit. But at the end of the day, the first 2 days I talked to her, I knew that she was my cup of tea in looks, but not my cup of tea in personality. I want somebody who speaks, who's a good laugh, who's normal, and preferably just somebody who you can speak to when you're down and just have a good laugh with. I've had too many girlfriends, and I will admit, I said too many. I've had 2 official girlfriends, but I've had too many women friends who just won't speak, who have one-word answers, who just, I don't know, it's like the daydreaming while they're speaking to you, or they're really bored, or they just don't have anything to say, and I don't know why. I think it's this modern world, to be honest. There's that much on your phones now, go on your phones and ignore everybody. Why don't they just talk like in the good old days of the 1960s, when people used to communicate normally, not over text and all that, I mean, I'll admit, as a family, we, at times we're sitting in the living room and all 3 of us are on the phone, texting, or a phone call, or looking at wagon pictures, and we're not talking, and it feels so wrong, to be honest. It doesn't feel normal. I know it is the normality nowadays, but I just wish, I wish it was back in the 60s or 70s. I could get a girlfriend normally on the street, speaking to her, know within 10 minutes if she is, you know, okay and decent. Nowadays, well, different world, innit? Different story. Anyway, I'm halfway through my journey on ETS. I'm going to leave it at that. It is around 15 minutes long. It's way too long. But as I just said, the moral of the story is, be careful who you speak to on Facebook. They might seem nice, they might send you kisses, and then they may ask for money. So, yeah. And if you've ever seen the TLC program, 90 Day Fiancé, you don't want to get like one of them chaps who sent about $72,000 to Ukraine, and he was left with almost nothing. So the moral of the story is, this woman, and I'm not going to say the name, A, for legal reasons, and B, because I'm just saying, if you are a wagon driver, because she adds a lot of wagon drivers, just be aware that she lives down in Gloucester, and she's a cute little thing, but at the end of the day, don't fall for it. Apparently she's very much into sex, and she wants money. So if you put two and two together, I think you know what they're called. Anyway, just, you know what I mean? Just be careful, and, you know, don't just keep on trucking, and of course the photographers, keep on doing what you're doing. But yeah, and you'll probably want to know the first letter of a name. I'll give it to you. Begins with a K. K. That's all I'm going to say. Right, have a good one. I'm going to continue the journey. I'm out doing the photography tomorrow evening, so I will hopefully catch you after that when I get frostbite in my hands. Have a good one. Ta-da.